Trichotillomania. Trichotillomania. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Welcome back to another video. Yes, that is right. We are going to be talking about hair in this video, so don't get it twisted, but we're going to be talking about my hair specifically. You should know by now, and if you haven't, check out my recent videos. Matter of fact, go ahead and subscribe right now, where I talk about hair and faith-based podcasts. I am so sorry that you guys are just continuously getting sad news, but this is the truth, and this is my truth. Yeah, this is my truth. We're zooming in. In the Black community, y'all, it's okay to have a condition. Okay? It is okay to have a condition. Not everything has to be a pat on the back, take some Robitussin, you'll be all right, you're good to go, get up, try again. Like, this isn't like pick yourself up and try again. We just allude to like, no, you're okay, you don't need to go to a doctor, or no, you're okay, when in fact you're not okay. Okay, anyways, we're gonna talk about the condition that I have, that I recently discovered. Actually, no, I knew I had this condition since I was a little girl, actually, and I was very like scared to talk about it and nervous to talk about it more in depth because the stigma, the stereotype in the community, which is sad, but here I am today. We're gonna talk about it. I have a condition called TTM. Better known as Trichotillomania. So I've been having this condition since I was a little girl, and honestly, it stems from being a little OCD. I'm gonna actually give y'all the definition of that as well, because I don't even think I know the definition fully, to be quite honest with you. So OCD stands for obsessive compulsive disorder, meaning that it's a mental health condition that causes people to have uncontrollable reoccurring thoughts and behaviors. Wait. Okay, so am I ADHD or OCD? What's the difference? Short for attention. Oh, no, I don't have short for attention. Okay, so I definitely have a little bit of OCD in me. So it kind of stems from, trichotillomania stems from, oh, I said it right. Love that. Trichotillomania stems from me having a little bit of OCD. But I'm going to tell you what version of OCD I have, because there's so many different versions on here. It's crazy. Like, I'm on the internet and I'm just like, whoa, this has been much. I don't think I have all this. But for me, I like things to be very neat and tidy. I like things to be a certain way. In fact, with my OCD, because there's so many stems and so many different versions of OCD is so broad that you can really like go through a rabbit hole of just so many different types of OCD. But for me, I have a cleaning compulsion OCD. So I have obsessive compulsive disorder, where I will rearrange things. I like things to be neat. I like things to be in order. I like things to be tit and tat. And so, of course, life doesn't do that. Like, it's always gonna bring in that curveball. Like, it's always gonna be like, psych. Like, you wish everything was spick and span, but it's not. And so from there, when life be lifing, y'all, or when I start stressing about something going just a little bit out of my comfort or out of my order, that's when I kick in with the trichomania. That's when I start picking my hair. So if y'all don't know what the definition of trichomania is, back to the internet. Okay, let me give y'all the definition. It's an abnormal desire to pull at one's hair. For me specifically, I pull at my nape. I feel like that's always like the area that people usually flock to. It's either the nape, the center or crown of their hair, or their edges. So yeah, I pull at my nape. I like to pick at my nape when I'm stressed out and when things are not in order, or when life is life and a curveball is thrown into my life. And my mom noticed it when I was a little girl, and she would tell me, like, stop picking at your nape, stop picking at your nape. And it's like, telling me is one thing, right? But like, unless you like bind me down, strap me down to where my hand cannot go up into a 45-degree angle to reach my nape, I'm going to continuously pick at my nape. Like, that's just something that I'm going to do. I'm going to pick at my nape. And so the words meant nothing half the time. Sometimes I would realize it and still do it unconsciously. Like, isn't that wow? Like, when you realize you're doing something and you still do it unconsciously. And so, of course, obviously, the consequences came from it, because one side of my hair would be shorter than the other side of my hair. Eventually, that would happen multiple times during my natural hair journey. And so it got so bad, y'all. I remember, I think in 2022 is when I like was dyeing and frying my hair and bleaching my hair, all the things. And it got so bad that the person that I was going to, the stylist I was going to, had to shave my nape because it was so bad. It was so bad, y'all. It was so bad. She was like, what the heck is going on back here? And I was like, I'm a picker, I'm a picker. And she was like, okay, I see. And she had to shave my nape. That was I think I got my nape shaved twice in my whole lifetime, where it was just profusely so bad. And I was in school, and I think that had a lot to do with it, me being in school full time, me working full time, stuff like that, and just lifing. I definitely feel like that had a lot to do with it. And then me not being a follower, true believer and follower of Christ, I definitely think that had a lot to do with it, because I was kind of taking things in my own reins. And so that led to a tremendous overload of me picking at my hair and really causing trichotillomania to really be evident. And people would ask me like, oh, do you have like a disease or a condition? Like, maybe you need to go see a dermatologist because it was that bad. And I was like, no, I'm just a picker. And when people are telling me these things, and when people are having to shave my nape, and when people are telling me like, oh, you should probably go see a dermatologist because this is really bad. And so obviously I'm going to a new professional now, a natural hair specialist, who really just specializes in like natural hair. And she noticed it too a little bit, where one side was shorter than the other side. And you probably could notice it still a little bit, because it's gonna take a minute for my hair to really get back on schedule with all the things. But she noticed that, and she was like, hey, have you ever tried like getting a stress ball or something? Like, maybe you should try getting a stress ball. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have not bought a stress ball, because I just don't think that would be very conducive. I don't think it would solve the problem, because what if I'm somewhere where my stress ball isn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I don't have my stress ball on hand? I'm gonna go straight to picking my nape again? Like, I don't want to rely on an external source to try to resolve my internal issue that I have going on, where it's self-consciously happening like on a continuous basis. So for me, I just don't believe in getting a stress ball. I honestly think giving it to God. I know y'all going to, why are you bringing God into it? Because God can solve all problems, right? He is a healer. He is a redeemer. He is a healer. So I believe that God will heal me from this trichotillomania condition that I have. And honestly, y'all, for me taking better care of my hair, if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. Because I definitely see my hair flourishing more than it's ever been the last couple of years. Like, my hair has never looked this full since maybe high school. But from me taking care of my hair, y'all, better than what I've been doing, from me like being obedient to the Lord, to my hairstylist, all the things, I really haven't been picking at my hair. I really have not been picking at my hair that much. And I just thank God for that. Like, yes, it still happens here and there, and I have to like restrain myself. I believe that God will heal me from this. And so I'm confessing it now. Like, yes, I do have trichomania still to this day. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I have it, and I believe that God will heal me from it. If you struggle with trichomania, please leave a comment in the description box below, because you are not alone. Like, you're not alone, because there's other Black women who struggle with it, I know for a fact, but are afraid to announce it and come out with it. And it's okay, but at least talk to somebody about it, because you're not alone. I promise you, you are not alone. For whatever reason it is, whether you have OCD, you have obsessiveness with cleaning, you have obsessiveness with having things in order, whatever is stimulating that trichomania, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody, because it will make you feel less out of your own thoughts and you being the problem, and more relatable to other people who can actually probably help you. And, you know, talking to God, of course, is my number one motto. It's my number one. Short, simple, sweet. I got trichomania. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I pray that this was an enlightenment to you. I pray that whoever is struggling with coming out about any conditioning, any hair condition, it doesn't even have to be trichomania, any hair condition that you are struggling with, that you are able to talk to somebody about it. I pray it helps you and it prompts you to just be more open about any type of condition that is going on with your body. You are not alone, I promise you. Seek help, you know? But yeah, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.